Hello, in this video, we will introduce processing strings in section 4.4. A string is a sequence of characters. In the preceding video, we introduced representing and processing a single character using the type shall. To represent a string of characters, we'll use the type string. Please note the spelling. S is uppercase. For example, this is a variable message. The type is string. You can assign a string into this variable. Now, see the difference here? We're going to talk about this now. String is an object type. String is a Java class. Every Java class is actually represents a data type. And we'll talk about a little bit of object-oriented programming now, just a little bit enough for us to understand how to use strings in this chapter. In the future, in chapter 9, we'll introduce object-oriented programming. By then, we'll know more about objects and classes. So for now, all we need to know is this message is a reference variable that reference to a string object. And we can invoke the object's method to work with the string. So here we have this string is welcome to Java. So we can get the length of the string by invoking this method length. We can return the character at the specified index in the string by invoking the shall at method. And invoking the concat, you concat this string with S1. So there's two strings concatenated together. You can invoke to uppercase to return a new string with all letters in uppercase. So we're going to write code to test all this right here now. Let's look at this length first. I'm going to open up this NetBeans here. So let's try this here. I'm going to have this string S. Let's call this is S is welcome to Java. Now you can see what is the length of S. It is S dot. So this is the notation to invoke the method length. So S dot length. S is a reference variable to the string object. So now the string object contains the string value is welcome to Java. So that is the length. So we're going to get now the first character. So let's just write this now. S dot shall at 0. So the index begins with 0. 0 points to the first character. So that is going to be W. All right, so how do you get the last character? Now, the last character, you can get the last character by doing this. This is S dot length minus 1. So the length is the total length. how many characters, because the index starts from 0, so you need to have this length -1. That points to the last character, the index. All right, so let's run this now. This is what we have here. The length is 15, and this first character is W, and the last one is A. And so what about the concat? Concat is the same as a plus. So let's look at this. Let's add another one. S2 is spec C++. You can have this S1 dot concat S2. And then you have to say this. I'm going to assign, now this is S dot. So we're going to assign this to S3. So this new string is S3. So when you do all the processing using the methods, the contents of the string is not changed. So you just now invoke this method concat to combine this S2 with S, and you get a new string that is S3. So you can see this is S3 is, so this, you're going to see what is S3. So this is S3 is welcome to Java C++. So this is concat. All right, so now let's look at the others here. Is to uppercase, to lowercase. All right, so I'm going to do this now. S dot to uppercase, S dot to lowercase. All right, so we got this now. So look, this is uppercase, this is lowercase. Now please note that all these methods you apply on the strings, you don't change the contents of the string. So for example, here, after all, you have done all of this, and if you go back to see, hey, what is this S? S is still welcome to Java. See, you did not change this S is still welcome to Java. So this is right here. Now, what is this method trim? Trim is returns a new string with Y-spec characters trimmed on both sides. Y-spec characters are the space, tab, and the new line. All these are Y-spec characters. So I'm coming here now. I'm going to show you. Let's see here. I'm going to have this string S4. So this is my Y-spec characters, T, X, Y, Z. Okay, so this is fine. This is here, the string. Now, here's the string. You can actually invoke it and just from the string directly here. So this is object and invoking the method trim. So what is the result of S4? And you're going to see S4 is X, Y, Z. So the trim all this spaces before X, Y, Z and after X, Y, Z, because all these are the Y-spec characters. So the Y-spec characters are the spec character, tab, and new line. All those characters are the Y-spec characters. Now, please note that all those methods we're talking about, we call these methods instance methods. These methods are called from a specific object instance versus when we use the mass class, you invoke mass dot, the method POW, the random, sing, and cosine. So all those are the static methods. So you cannot invoke things like this. Hey, I want to invoke here string dot length. No, it doesn't make any sense here. This has to go with a specific object. So you have to say specific object s dot length. So this is called so-called instance method. So here, look at the contents. We discuss what is instance method, what's a static method. I wanted to show you this index. So as we mentioned, the index for the string begins with 0. So the first one is 0. So now here you look at the 0, check what is the message. Here's message dot SHA at 0, and that is W. Now what is 1? 1 is E. What is the message dot length? So now look, this is 15. Concatenating strings using the concat. Now please note that concat, it is same as you use plus here. So you are going to get the same thing here, exactly the same thing. This is the same as plus. I want you to look at this checkpoint question here. Show the output of the following statement. So this is a string. So 1 is a string. So this double quotation mark means this is a string. This, the next one here is a single quotation mark is a character. So when you have a string plus a number, the number is converted into string. So this, the result is string 1, 1. Now here, this is the character plus 1. So the character's Unicode is now used. The numeric decimal value is going to use plus 1. So to see the result is 50 here because this is 49 plus 1. So please see the difference. And also look at the next one here. This is string. You have 1 plus 1. So what you do, see the order. This is from left to right. So you have to evaluate this plus. So string plus a number, this becomes 1, 1. So 1 is converted into a string. So this is 1, 1. Then plus another 1 here. This will altogether will be 1, 1, 1. So here. But this one is different. You have to compute this two numbers add together. So this becomes 2. So this is 1, 2. So this one right here is a character plus 1. And look, this is 49 plus 1. And that is then plus another one is 51. Converting strings. So we look at this to lowercase and to uppercase. And this is easy to understand. Now, let's look at how you read a string from the console. You read the string from the console always using the scanner. So here is new scanner system.in. So we're going to use the complete path for the class scanner. It's in the java.ut package. So this is java.ut. All right, so we're gonna read the 3 strings separated by space. So it's using this input object dot next. So you can use this. All right, so we have welcome to Java. When you use this input dot next, so you're going to get S1 is welcome, S2 is 2, S3 is Java. So this is the result. Well, let's now read the entire line, including space. So what you have to do is you have this input for the system.in, the scanner, and now you're going to use this method. It's input.next line. So the difference between input.next versus input.next line is that next will read only one string separated by white space character. Next line is the entire line. So this is the entire line. Now, I have to give you a caution on this, using this next line. And so, you know, we already use the next int, next double, or this next is this line called a token based. You're gonna read one token. So the token is separated by white space. Next line, you're gonna read the entire line. It's a line based. Now, please do not mix this token based input with line based input. And there's an important caution is, if you do so, you may have problem. So avoid it. And the reason it's going to be further discussed when we get into chapter 12. And we'll explain why you should not mix those two. That's all for this video. We'll continue to introduce strings in the next video.